Although we've developed lots of therapeutics and vaccines for Ebola, they've not been targeted at this strain. This is a different strain, the Bundibugyo strain. And so we don't have the usual tools that have been used over the last 10 years or so to fight these outbreaks.
You're listening to ABC News.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale. Yes, half of your new beautiful energy efficient windows free. Plus no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cloudy, 61 degrees at 3:02. I'm Laura Oakes. An ICE agent charged with felony assault for allegedly pointing a gun at another car on Crosstown Highway 62 in February made his first court appearance in Hennepin County this afternoon. 35-year-old Gregory Morgan Jr. has been ordered not to possess any weapons or have any contact with witnesses. He's also not allowed to travel outside the United States. If found guilty, Morgan could face 3 years in prison. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty calls today's court appearance a critical step in their effort to seek accountability and that they are prepared for the different paths that this case might take. A Chatfield police officer now charged following a drunk driving crash in Bloomington late Thursday night.
61-year-old Kenneth Gallion had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.28 when he was taken into custody after Bloomington police responded to a driver who was speeding before crashing in the 9400 block of Lindale Avenue. Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges says Gallion was in a full police uniform and armed during the arrest.
And it's really unfortunate the position that our officers were put in here. Our officers here, our core value here in the Bloomington Police Department is respect. And we respect our community, we respect the law, and it doesn't matter who you are. And I think we've shown that here in Bloomington. You break the law here, we're going to lock you up.
Hodges says Gallion had left a job at the Minnesota State Fair an hour prior to his arrest. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Along with more law enforcement out on the roads this holiday weekend, there will also be extra enforcement on our lakes. The DNR's Eric Sullivan with some important reminders for boaters.
Be patient on the boat ramp and reduce distractions while out on the water. Check over all your safety equipment. Make sure your life jackets are in good serviceable condition.
The State Fair is still a few months away, but that doesn't mean you can't get a taste of it this weekend.
The event features more than 40 vendors, which are set up for a sneak preview to the Great Minnesota Get-Together. Matt Rebar runs the poutine stand across the street from the Miracle of Birth Center.
It's one of the better events we do in the summer, so we're looking forward to it again. It's like a nice trial run, right? You get to get everything out from storage and operating again, so you know what problems you got to fix for the rest of the events this summer.
He says one year they opened the stand for the kickoff and found out they forgot to buy forks. They were able to make that adjustment. The kickoff to summer runs through Sunday. Mark Fry, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And on the other side of the Twin Cities, Valley Fair in Shakopee debuting its newly renovated water park tomorrow. It's called Superior Shores. This year marks Valley Fair's 50th anniversary. WCCO News Time is 3:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
A single contractor and construction company for all your home improvement needs. It's lindisconstruction.com. South 35E Maryland Avenue, multi-car wreck off to the right side. Traffic is jammed up. Just come down from Highway 36 northbound. So is midway past Kellogg, heading up toward the area of Wheelock Parkway. Traveling north 100, some slowing midway past Highway 7. 494 northbound. Get ready for congestion as you move between Bass Lake Road and the area of I-94. Hold on a second here. Upgrade your roof now with GF Asphalt Shingles, built for beauty, strength, and long-term performance. It's designed to stand up to tough Midwest weather. Go to lindisconstruction.com. Jerry Peterson, New Talk 830 WCCO.
Jordana Green here. I pray you and your family are always safe. But if there's ever a time where you need an advocate after an accident, let Mike Bryant of Bradshaw & Bryant help you. He will work with and for you in dealing with the insurance company. Call 800-770-7008 today. Bradshaw & Bryant, seeking justice for the injured.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Bradshaw & Bryant Personal Injury Attorneys, seeking justice for the injured. And you can find them at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
How am I going to do it? Can I do the forecast?
Laura, is that all right?
Sure.
Chris Schaefer, it's Memorial Day weekend. He decided to
Is he
take the
off
305. No, but he just
for
took
now.
this particular update
I
off.
gotcha.
Tonight, scattered showers. There are some showers out there on live radar, but it's well out of the metro, low of 52. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. It'll be 72. Decent day tomorrow. How about 80 and sunny on Sunday? Sounds pretty good, right? And Memorial Day sounds great as well, if you like it hot. Right now, Laura Oaks in downtown Minneapolis, it's, I don't know, it's kind of gross, isn't it?
Cloudy.
Windy, cloudy.
61.
You got it.
From morning headlines and the midday conversation to the afternoon scuttlebutt and recap, this is where the news day comes together. News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
It is Friday. It is a holiday weekend, and I am stressed out. I'm stressed out. I feel it like that pit in my stomach right now. And I'm stressed out because today is my wife's birthday, and I don't want to screw it up. Do birthdays stress you out? 651-461-9226. I should not be stressed out about this. Is this how women feel all the time in relationships? Because Alyssa takes care of most of the things in our life. I think when men and women talk about this, they talk about like the sort of hidden tax of being a woman in a relationship, that you're the one who's always thinking about, you know, the kids' vaccinations and the paying for the field trip and the permission slip and all of the stuff. And Alyssa usually takes care of special events and celebrations, right? Well, today's her day. It's her birthday. I didn't want her to have to take care of this, and I am so worried I'm going to screw it up. I've been running around all morning. We picked up the cake. Then I picked up another cake because there you have to have two cakes. And there's a gift that I wanted to get that I didn't get. I vacuumed the kitchen floor and mopped it. We're having family over tonight. We're ordering dinner in, but it's at our place. I'm just stressed about it. Now, I don't want her to be stressed. So part of the gift is that I'm the one that's stressed. Jonathan's in Minneapolis. Jonathan, I'm stressed out about this. It's sort of ridiculous. I shouldn't be. Or maybe I should be. Maybe it shows that like I'm actually trying to take care of something for once in my life.
Okay, Jason. First off, take a deep breath. You're stressing me out, okay?
I came into work and Cook is like, you look like you. I'm never stressed out about anything. And today I'm stressed.
First off, before I forget, happy birthday, Alyssa. Second of all, the best thing that you can do for your wife is for you to ask her, what does she want for her birthday? Does she want people over at her house? Sometimes people on their birthdays just want to be left alone.
Sure.
And maybe some nook or whatever you want to do with it. Just go with the flow with it. And does everything have to be planned? Does everything have to be an event? I don't know how young your wife is, but she looks like she's in her 40s. But I would just let her tell you what she wants from you.
I should ask. It's probably too late for me to ask that now. But you're right. I think, Jonathan, you're onto something there. I like it. Thank you.
And the other one more quick little thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
With aging, sometimes when women age, they don't want the cake to say the name of the age of their birthday or how old they are because they don't want to remember that they're getting older. I welcome the 60s because the 50s have completely sucked. But happy birthday, Alyssa. We love you. We love your family. And tell the kids hi. And don't go to graduations. They're 2 hours long. Okay.
Thanks, Jonathan. 651-461-9226. One texter says, Jason, yes, this is how women feel all the time. I'm not going to say that like I get it, but I kind of get it. Now, it is for sure a condemnation of the fact that it took me 51 years, or let's cut off the childhood years, but let's say it took me 30 years to sort of feel this. But usually for Alyssa's birthday, it's just I make a reservation somewhere and I get a nice gift. I'm pretty good at gift giving. I like giving gifts and it's all good. But 50 feels like a milestone. For 40, I surprised her with a trip. And I packed all her clothes and I hid the suitcase under the bed in the guest bedroom. And I had a friend come to our house and I called up Alyssa and I said, the doorbell's going to ring in 2 minutes. It's going to be your friend Danielle. She's going to take you to the airport. Pretty good. But then I also, there was no stress. Like I did it. I organized it. I set it up. Today, because today is the birthday, and today I feel like I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to screw it up.
So is it just the nature of like you said, the milestoneness of this birthday that's got you flipped out?
So.
Or, I mean, because you've handled her birthday fairly well for the entirety of your marriage. If, you know, what you're saying is to be believed, and people can come to that conclusion for themselves.
You may or may not want to
it's up to them. I'm just saying, I'm not going to tell them what to believe.
Do your own research.
Yeah. Is it that, I mean, or what else is going on? Because you have been just agitated all day.
Yes.
And I don't know that I really have my brain wrapped around why this is so much different than every other one that you've ever done.
It's two reasons. One is the milestone nature of it.
Okay.
Two is the fact that like we're having family over and
but you've had family over for her.
Yeah, but you know, we decorated the house today. There's balloons up, there's stuff, there's banners. So that was cool.
Doesn't sound particularly stressful to me, but
well, you ever try to get like the giant 5, the giant balloon 5, and the giant balloon 0, like to stick to the wall to hang? It's been a challenge. Those big numbers don't want to stay up there. I think it's mainly because the milestone. It's also because I don't think I did a particularly good job with her birthday last year.
So there's some residual stress that you've been carrying for
I'm
the
just
last
surprised
year.
I'm feeling it. You know how...
Here's another question I have for you.
Sure.
Because you mentioned this as part of a different topic we were discussing before the show. You talked about it feeling like it was too early for Memorial Day, like your schedule was off somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And part of what you suspected might be the case in that feeling was the fact that with both kids off at college, you didn't have the same end of school year routine that you were used to, and that had you feeling discombobulated.
Wow.
I wonder if in the lead up to this birthday, not having the kids there to either involve in your planning or to be part of what you were planning or
maybe
whatever.
Yeah.
Is that general feeling of discombobulation?
That I'm a little out of sorts in general.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about the president's discombobulator weapon. I'm just saying the discombobulation that you're feeling in general. Is that feeding into this stress?
I just feel like...
By the way, how much are we all getting paid for your therapy session?
I mean, I'm going to submit this I'll submit all of your bills to insurance. Lots of comments coming in on text at 651-461-9226. Texter says the best part of being divorced was not stressing about screwing up.
I tell you what, as a single guy, I have no real basis by which to empathize here.
And another texter says that Dan's onto something about the kids not being there. saying the birthdays when I don't have the kids, I fear she'll realize how useless I really am. There's a little bit of that where, like, I've had everything pretty organized. Like, I created a list for the kids. Like, you do this, you do that, you do this. So they've been, like, shopping for stuff.
Sure.
Seth bought wrapping paper so I could wrap presents today. And so the kids could wrap their presents. I don't know. I am so rarely stressed that being stressed is stressing me out.
In and of itself stressful. Sure.
Like, I feel it in my stomach, which usually I only feel that pit when, like, I've done something.
I mean, are you close enough to the trash can over there?
I'm not gonna hurl. Well, never know. Jason, this is how women feel every holiday and every birthday. You have my anxiety flying sky high just hearing about it. I know it's not even a big party. We're having like another party next week for friends. And I will 0% be stressed out about that. Maybe it's like that her mom's coming. Like, I want her mom.
I thought you had a good relationship with her mom.
Well, I do, yeah. But maybe it's that, like, I want people to know that, like, I am properly showing, like, my appreciation for her. Like, if I screw it up, does it mean, I don't know. I'm not going to screw it up. It's fine, but I'm just stressed about it.
That's perhaps investing too much energy into something you have no control over.
Well, you do have control over if you screw it up or not.
You do have control that.
Do stuff.
You don't have control over what other people are going to think about
no,
screw up or,
that's fair.
Or not.
I don't know. Do you guys get stressed about this sort of stuff? And is this just an example of a husband for once feeling a little bit of what the wives go through all the time? Women, you can call up and lay into me on that side of it if you'd like. 651-461-9226. Drive Time back in a minute here on
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, one texter said the answer is clear. The answer to all of this stress, what I should do for Alyssa for her birthday, is to take her to J.H. and Sons. I'm not making that up. There, it says it's quite clear. Take her to J.H. and Sons. It is. I mean, she has as much fun at J.H. and Sons as I do because Alyssa gets to pick out clothes that make me look great. J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina. Special events are their specialty. So if you have a wedding coming up or a graduation or something that you just know you want to have the perfect suit for or tuxedo, get to J.H. and Sons, man. You are going to experience service unlike anything that you've experienced. Well, maybe you've experienced before. It's a little bit how things used to be. Where they know you, they know your family, they know events coming up. They'll take care of you. They got a tailor right in store. You're going to meet Chuck and Bryce and Dean and the whole team at J.H. and Sons at the Galleria. And they are awesome. They are awesome. Now, custom-made clothing, yeah, they've got that for you too. Right now, I've been buying summer clothing, all sorts of textured polo shirts that are so nice, all body shapes and types. You look good in this stuff. Button-up linen, they got it. So treat yourself. Bring you and bring someone special in your life. Get to the Galleria in Edina. Get to J.H. and Sons.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Free shipping this month at minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, and tell them Jordana sent you.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait. The risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/radio to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/radio to get started and save. Legacybox.com/radio.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I think it's absolutely flawless. Whoever's idea was that is a genius.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Premium high octane, if it had wings, it'd be a plane. We're gonna take her out and fly.
It's kind of fun. We have some new folks joining us here on the show, watching our live stream on Facebook. Shout out to Queen Aisha, who is watching from New Zealand. It's kind of fun. Make sure as you're going up the cabin or going on whatever you do on Summer Fridays, which I believe today is sort of the start of that Summer Friday season, right? The Memorial Day weekend beginning right now, and you can feel it with the traffic up at that 94 split in Maple Grove, where certainly people getting ready to head to the cabin, but wherever you go, you can stay in touch with the things we talk about here in Minnesota on our Facebook page, WCCO Radio. And of course, we're streaming on YouTube at the WCCO Radio channel as well.
You know, Jason, if you were in New Zealand, you'd already be a day late for your wife's birthday. Now, that would be a reason to stress.
That would be stress-inducing for sure. Jason, my husband will turn 50 in November. Now you have me starting to think about what in the world I need to plan.
You're so stressed, you're stressing other people out.
I apologize. I feel bad about it. Jason, I'm just impressed that you were doing all this for your wife. If my husband did all of that, I would appreciate it. In my mind, there's no way you can screw it up. I did bring home Seth from New York. So Seth and Sam are both here. I booked.
You say that almost like it was against his will, like you dragged him kicking and screaming.
He wanted to be here for his mom's
Of course he did. He's
birthday.
a good lad.
But I booked the flight. I mean, this is very easy, normal stuff to moms. Like, Dan, for you, you've heard about these sorts of complaints, and your brother's married, your parents, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as fathers today are more involved in the family life and their kids' life than my dad was and your dad was, right? And you see this with your brother, like he's very involved. And we're still like, it's a cute effort compared to what most women put into the family.
I think culturally, the expectations are still different.
That's
not as different as it used to be. I think you're right about that. But I think there's still just implied social pressure on moms, especially to make birthdays for those kids the most
So
spectacular
special.
thing that they'll
Yes.
remember it all their lives, and not end up on a therapist's couch in 20 years complaining about being stressed about the birthday party when they were 8.
Yeah, I'll never forget Alyssa organized this birthday party for Seth when he was 2nd grade, maybe? Pretty little. And it was a carnival in our backyard. And we had tickets. So, like, kids could, you
Sure. Yeah.
pay a couple tickets to do the game. And we had all these games set up. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the millennials took all of this to a new level, right?
Sure.
It's all like the Pinterest sort of.
But going back to the carnival, how involved were you in this, and how much of it was Alyssa on her own?
It was mostly Alyssa.
Okay.
I would say I'm going to give an answer and then I'll text her in the break and see what the real answer is. But I would say I was going to give myself 15% involvement.
Was
Not-
this
not a lot?
She planned it, and then you ran some errands and were kind of,
That's
lifted
usually
some
how
heavy
things go,
things.
right? Yeah. But Seth, so then this was Saturday. On Monday, or no, the next day, we saw his teacher.
Mm.
And she was like, "Oh, what'd you do this weekend?" Seth was like, nothing. And Alyssa was like, "That's it. I'm never doing a big birthday again." And from then on out, it was like, we'll see you at the trampoline park or the whatever.
Yep.
Laser tag, arcade, etc. I don't know. Birthdays are stressful, and maybe they shouldn't be. But I actually, one texter says that birthdays are joyful, a joyful stress. And I like this. If you're feeling dreadful stress, then I would stop and reevaluate what this day really means to you. I think that's very interesting, because the fact that I'm feeling a little bit of stress, I think, indicates that I care about it. I care about it going well because I love Alyssa. And that's why I'm stressed about it.
Well, that tracks. But what I'm concerned about is that you feel this extra level of stress, or a stress level that you're not used to, because you've loved Alyssa on previous birthdays and haven't felt this level of
It's
stress.
milestone.
So
it's milestone.
It's just the milestone.
Yeah, it's just the milestone.
You want to make sure that she remembers this when you're both 80 and...
Well, at that age, she probably won't remember much, right? Fine. I mostly, do I want her to remember it? That's an interesting question.
Well,
I would
just
like
talking about
her
the kids,
to do better
right?
than Seth.
Well,
I'd like her to remember it tomorrow. We run into somebody. She doesn't need to remember it when she's 80. All right, let's break. It's 3:29. One of my favorite Friday features on this show has been sort of in hibernation for months. And today, Dan is bringing back 3 disasters in puppies. It's been one of those weeks where it feels like the news spigot never turns off. And so what will Dan have for us? What disasters will he share? And then he makes it all better with puppies. We'll do that in just a minute. Reminder that the Minneapolis Club right here in downtown Minneapolis, it's Memorial Day weekend. The club is, of course, taking time off to honor those who gave it all. But they'll be back in action next week. And summer, as you start thinking about birthdays coming or graduations or Father's Day, giving dad or giving the grad a gift of a night at the Minneapolis Club, dinner in that beautiful historic building right in downtown Minneapolis, great restaurant called Charlie's. You can do it. You don't have to be a member. You can find out more at their website. Just Google Minneapolis Club. Drive Time back in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, tomorrow, for Alyssa's birthday, I'm thinking of taking her over to Luther Key of Bloomington. Oh, what a lucky, lucky lady she is. It's Jason here for my friend Dan Dingman. Dan Dingman has one of the best names in the car business, don't you think? The Dinger. Great guy. His dad sold cars. Actually, I think his dad used to do live ads with Dave Lee. I mean, this is a family that knows cars, loves cars, but more than that, they love taking care of people, solving problems, opening up the freedom that comes with having a great car that you don't have to worry about. Luther Kia Bloomington is a brand new facility. Same location right there where 35W and 494 come together. But the brand new Kia building is stunning. It is beautiful. And it means a better shopping experience for you. And Kia is red hot. My gosh, racking up awards for best car for the money, best midsize SUV. Why so many awards? They're great cars. I drive a Kia, and I get it taken care of at Luther Kia Bloomington. You should too. This weekend, go say hi to Dan. Go say hi to the staff. They'll take care of you with 0% financing on some of the vehicles they have on the lot and nearly 100 hybrid and EVs, which means saving money on gasoline. We're all interested in that. You can check out their inventory online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Scalpel. Sponge. How we looking?
Looks good. BP is steady. 115/80.
All right, team. Let's close them up.
Wait, you're not Dr. Kelly.
Oh, no. But I did listen to a few segments about healthcare last week on News Talk 830.
We can't promise you'll suddenly be an expert, but you will be more informed. News Talk 830 WCCO.
They may take our furniture, but we'll give them freedom.
Watching too many movies again?
Not at all. During Barufka's Memorial Day event through June 8th, folks have the freedom to select our Craftsman Direct furniture with a furniture protection plan and get free Metro delivery.
Fabulous furniture for the bedroom and more.
95.67% is made in the USA with free, no interest, no down payment financing for 12, 18, even 24 months.
That's freedom to enjoy now and pay later.
And up to $200 in trade-in cash on your old stuff.
So what you're really saying is that they will take our furniture and we will take theirs.
It takes a brave heart to give folks all this freedom. Now, can you help me get this blue paint off my face?
Oh, Jim. Barufka's, no gimmicks, haggling, or hard to understand pricing.
In Minnetonka, Woodbury, and Burnsville. Decidedly different.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. 4 decades in business deserve some seriously smart savings. Staples, that was easy.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash cleared South 35E near Maryland Avenue. Still some slowdowns as you come down from Roselawn. Traveling 394 eastbound. Get ready for slowdowns there as move game 100. And downtown Minneapolis, West 94, jamming up as move past 169 over to Weaver Lake Road. And then a little bit of a congestion spot again as you travel up 94 westbound into Monticello. Joey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro.
An air conditioner at Metro Heating and Cooling is, on average, only $5,400 installed. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast brought to you by Metro Heating and Cooling. Here is our chief meteorologist, Chris Schaefer.
Partly cloudy the next couple of days. 45 will be the overnight low tonight, 66 the high tomorrow. Most of the day on Friday is dry. We have some rain showers coming in late after a high of 65. Rain will linger into Saturday and then eventually move out. Upper 70s by Sunday, mid 80s likely on Memorial Day.
Right now in downtown Woodbury, it is 65 and cloudy on CCO.
Where curiosity hits the gas. Drive time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
And now it's time for 3 disasters and puppies, where we share the stories that challenge your faith in civilization, along with one story that salvages it.
It is the return of a favorite of many.
And by many, you mean you.
Well, one texter was very excited.
Oh, that's nice.
I love that segment.
I didn't realize my mom was listening today.
That's nice.
Very
That's
kind.
nice. 3 disasters and puppies. It's been a week. Doesn't it feel like they're every week feels like that?
I was just going to say, this
Let's be
distinguishes
real.
from what other week in
Yeah,
what way.
there was a time where you'd have a slow news week and be like, no, this week's standard. Dan, you have your share of disasters to choose
3
from.
tales of woe
Mm-hmm.
or potential woe or just, kind of bummers of stories.
All right.
But we rescue it at the end with God's favorite creature.
Beautiful.
But we have to start with disaster number 1. Once the computer catches up. There it is.
There it is. It's so slow. Can I buy us a new computer?
I
Would that
swear.
help? Is this just
Disaster number 1 is our computer.
Yeah.
Not our IT person, who's a lovely individual who helps us out all the time. It's the computers. It's
I
not
bet
them.
she has like another computer, right? Can't we get a computer?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, Chad complained enough that he got a microwave.
Well, there's that. So, maybe we're just a little.
Maybe we need to
we're just a
complain
little
more on the
louder.
air. Should we try it?
Let's give it a shot, right?
All right. Disaster number 1.
Jason, more than 120,000 toys sold nationwide are under recall.
No.
As they may contain asbestos. Thought we had taken care of that, hadn't you? But the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a recall notice of Orb Funky Squeeze toys.
Pardon?
As they pose a risk of injury or death from asbestos exposure. Injury or death, Jason. The recalled toys may contain fibrous tremolite, a form of asbestos, which can cause adverse health issues if inhaled.
Now, is that the intent? It squirts out like a little.
Those old plastic smell to them? Apparently, this has the smell of asbestos. Toys are made with a soft, stretchable material and include large golden monkeys and an assortment of smaller monkeys in various colors like orange, purple, and green.
They look kind of fun, actually.
According to safety regulators, no injuries have been reported in relation to the recall so far.
Okay.
Toys are sold at Walmart, Ollie's bargain outlet stores nationwide, and some other folks. Retail between $5 and $40. Consumers should take the recall toys away from children and contact the Orb Factory for a refund.
You just reach out to the Orb.
You got to make sure you have the right code on there.
Okay.
But then you reach out and they'll give you a refund. Yeah. And then obviously take the toy back because you don't want the asbestos hanging around your house. Thought we were done with that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's not.
No.
These look really fun, though.
I bet they do.
Now, when they
It'd be even more fun if they weren't toxic.
Yeah. When they like gather these up for recalls, like, do you think, like, do they incinerate them or what do they do?
It's a good question. I'm probably burning us. Wasn't like asbestos like an installation, right? Wasn't it supposed to be something that suppressed fires? So maybe you can incinerate them. I don't know.
Is that why? Is that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is asbestos is not what you want.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, it was fire resistant.
There you go. See? So you probably don't want to incinerate them.
Well,
just dig a really deep hole. Pitch them in there. I'm sure everything will be just fine.
Asbestos is related to those mesothelioma, mesothelioma, the commercials you see on
Yeah.
If you or a loved one have experienced the Orb Factory,
Call our law firm.
Right. Funky Monkey.
Yeah, there you go. Disaster number 2, and you'll appreciate this one as someone who used to work in television. You see this story where Survivor host Jeff Probst made a whoopsie dingle?
Yeah.
Wednesday night on the finale of the show's 50th season. He revealed that one particular contestant had lost before the taped segment of that contestant losing had actually aired. During the show, he was setting up the fire-making challenge, which determines the final 3 contestants. During the setup, however, Probst explained that Rizzo Velovich had lost and would thus become a juror. That led to some confusion on the set because people started pointing out to him on live television that the segment where the guy lost hadn't actually aired yet. Quote, "What just happened?" Probst asked right before the show cut to commercial. But what's probably the greatest part of this story is his explanation when they came back from break. He comes back from break and he says, "Hey, I love doing live television. In case you're confused, this is what happened. We were going to show you fire making and then have the loser of fire making, Rizzo, come out and talk about how charming he is and how if he had practiced fire making, maybe he would have won. Instead, we did a Survivor twist. It's the last twist of the season. We call it a peek into the future. So now we're going to watch Rizzo lose in fire to Jonathan.
That's pretty funny.
And to CBS's credit, which, is not something you say often these days, the clip does include the mistake. It's not like they erased it.
They didn't erase. I mean, how can you, right? It sort of gets out there.
It's out there.
It is. I will say I'm surprised that this doesn't happen more often because it's confusing. Like, you're taping all these different shows. It's possible you tape it. Who knows how many months ago. And all these things amaze me, like the game shows when people are on like Wheel of Fortune and that's taped months. Remember I went and saw Wheel of Fortune.
Well, you had to sign an NDA and
you're like, what are you going to do?
Turn over a kid, I think, be held hostage, something.
We were trying to get Seacrest on the show and
didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
Disaster number 3. This is out of Texas, where police are reminding residents that, quote, we don't encourage your cars going into the water.
Pardon?
So a gentleman with a Tesla Cybertruck did just that.
I did see this.
Grapevine officers say Jimmy Jack McDaniel, and yes, that's his name.
Yeah.
Jimmy Jack McDaniel deliberately drove his Cybertruck down a boat ramp and into Grapevine Lake around 8 p.m. on Monday. They told police he wanted to try out the truck's, quote, wade mode.
Right.
It's a water fording feature that actually does exist. But in this case, the vehicle flooded, stopped working, and it forced McDaniel and his passenger to get out and leave it behind. The city's fire department team later helped haul the truck out of the lake. Police say McDaniel was arrested on charges including operating a vehicle in a closed section of the lake and lacking required boat registration.
Oh, they got him on that one, huh? Is that like getting a mobster on tax fraud?
A police spokesperson stressed that motor vehicles are barred from driving along the lake because of the risks to people on the shoreline, including children. Tesla's manual says that wade mode is meant for crossing shallow water, such as rivers or creeks, and caps the recommended depth at roughly 32 inches. The lake that this gentleman drove into measures 65 feet at its deepest point. Tesla's manual also warns that water damage caused by driving into water isn't covered under the warranty.
No.
So sorry, Jimmy Jack. You're on your own with that one.
The Jalopnik headline, Cybertruck driver tried using wade mode in a lake, ended up in jail. Not great.
Not great. So we've got asbestos toys.
Yeah.
We've got a guy driving into a lake.
If you had a Cybertruck, though, honestly, wouldn't you want to give it a go? Like,
not in the lake. I don't think wade mode is for the lake. No.
Well, who reads the manual, though? Who
Apparently
reads
not
the manual?
Jimmy Jack doesn't.
Do you think Cybertruck even comes with a manual? It's like, click on this
Well,
QR code.
He said there's a manual. I don't know. You're questioning the story now? So 3 disasters.
Very good.
But it's a Friday headed into a holiday weekend.
Those are great disasters.
We got to put a
Quality.
smile on people's faces.
Quality.
And you know what puts a smile on people's faces more than anything else, Jason?
I bet puppies. Smooth as silk.
I swear. Yes, puppies.
You
Jason.
should be like
Puppies.
you should be like a late night club DJ. The way you mix those songs, just like boom. The dance floor
Flawless.
pumping where
That's what I
everyone's
call it.
going. And
I call it
just like-
flawless. Jason, a beagle that was rescued from a testing facility in Wisconsin finally found his voice and howled for the very first time.
Oh,
After
Lord.
hundreds were freed from spending their lives in labs and cages. Go ahead. Try to rip on the beagles that were trapped in labs and cages. Let's go.
I had a beagle.
Around 1,500 beagles, we've heard this story, were saved from Ridgeland Farms, which is a notorious testing and breeding facility. And more than 24 of those beagles arrived in Minnesota and prepared for their new loving homes. Eagle was one of 30 dogs pulled from that facility that arrived at The Bond Between, which is a nonprofit animal rescue. The scared pups were seen shaking in their cages as they were taken for evaluation by the organization's veterinary team before they could be listed for adoption. Footage showed their tentative reaction to human touch as volunteers tried to comfort them and welcome them to their safety. But 5 days later, Jason, 5 days later, a heartwarming update on Eagle revealed all the firsts the young pup got to experience since finding his freedom, including his howl. Quote, every single day we get the honor of seeing their personalities begin to shine through more and more. We get to see them have their firsts, said the update on Eagle's social media. We get to see them learn unconditional love and learn that their future is here and it's bright. A video accompanied the update showing off Eagle's howl, as well as his newfound toys. You got the oh, look at that. Listen to that.
So I had a Beagle basset hound. His name was Max.
Great name for him.
And I would not describe the Beagle howl as a positive.
Eagle's foster family is what was considered a foster failure after Chris and Angie Holbrook decided that Eagle was going to stay with them forever.
I'm impressed that you keep getting Eagle, because Eagle the Beagle is very complicated. You're nailing it.
Stop. They saw the scared and untrusting pup slowly unfurl and learn to love grass, toys, and his foster sibling Daisy. He's been through so much, Chris told the Star Tribune. We just didn't want to put him through anything more. Eagle found his howl. Go ahead. Rip on that. We all know you hate dogs. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what would be better than
Here we go.
Eagle finding his howl? With Eagle not finding his howl.
See, you see how you are. This poor puppy has been through the mill, quite literally.
Yeah.
And he finally gets to be rescued. He finally gets a family that loves on him. And you got to just dump on it.
Do you want to hear the howl one more time, maybe? First, so much music on this little video.
But you got to build
see
it up.
if you're on YouTube.com.
Look at Eagle. How cute is that
Here
puppy?
it comes.
Aw.
All right.
That's 3 disasters in puppies.
Man, they're so cute.
Oh, I want one of those dogs so bad.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they got us with the Beagle. It was a poor choice, but they're adorable. And nice work. Thank you. That was 3 disasters in puppies. Let us know if you like it, if you like this segment. You can send us an email at any time, jason@odyssey.com. And if you wanted to see Eagle the Beagle, you can go back to the live video on YouTube at any time, including now, and rewind it and check it out. Let's break in a minute. Finally, a Minnesota community does the right thing with the new state flag.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Jason here with a message about the real estate market from my friend Chris Lindahl. You may have seen the story in the Star Tribune from Chris Lindahl just the other day. And the news from Chris, if you're trying to sell your home right now, it's not great. It's not great. Chris says that he thinks the Twin Cities real estate market is in for trouble if you are a seller. Now, of course, Chris has an option for you that takes all the stress and the pressure and the uncertainty off the table, and that is the guaranteed cash offer. Getting a big red check at chrislindahl.com takes the stress away, the uncertainty away, and that is what Chris says he's seeing in the market right now. It's not that there aren't available homes. It's not that people in some areas are not getting great prices. They are. But in lots of spots, you're seeing homes sitting on the market for a long time, people taking price reduction after price reduction. And then the drama of the buyers who have more choices to choose from. The buyers saying, I don't like the fixtures. I don't like the landscaping. I don't like the countertop. Maybe you want the big red check. Check out the guaranteed cash offer. It's quick. It's easy. It's innovative. It's Lindahl. Get to chrislindahl.com. Get the free Smart Seller Guide and see if the guaranteed cash offer makes sense for you.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate 877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
So when do you need to start thinking about a will? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What is a living trust, and do you need this? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What about a power of attorney or probate? We'll get all the answers to your questions when you schedule a free attorney consultation at, gutmanlaw.com. It's Jordana. And I didn't know the first thing about wills, living trusts, estate planning, but I didn't need to. All I did was reach out to my friend Matt Gutman and his partner Jamie Reth Wagner. This is their focus: wills, trust, probate, estate plans. Now knowing that my loved ones will be taken care of no matter what helps me sleep at night. Don't wait until it's too late to get these things taken care of. You can schedule a free, no-hassle consultation right on the website. Say it with me, gutmanlaw.com. Gutmanlaw.com, giving you peace of mind today for tomorrow. It's not just a slogan. I sleep better at night now that I have my estate plan in place. Thanks to Matt Gutman and Jamie.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, rock star. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Problems over on the east side of the Metro, 94 westbound as you approach 494, 694, making your way through Woodbury. Got an accident working. Right lane is currently closed. Activity into the right lane and right shoulder. State Patrol just arriving on the scene. Traffic slows as you make your way through the area in both directions. Get ready for some slowdowns in 694 northbound as you make your way between 94 and 10th Street. Up on the north side of the Metro, you'll find some slowing for West 94, 169, heading over to Beaver Lake Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn-McCreevy will host open houses Memorial Weekend, Saturday through Monday, May 25th through 27th until 3 p.m. at Hillside, Don Valley, Glen Haven, and Crystal Cemeteries. Memorial Day community services will take place on Memorial Day at Hillside, Don Valley, and Glen Haven. Go to washburnmccreevy.com for details.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast time brought to you by Washburn-McCreevy Funeral, Cremation, and Pre-Planning Services. Tonight, scattered showers, low of 52 degrees. Tomorrow, we go to 72. Sunday, 80. Monday, 88. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be toasty. Storms are moving towards the Twin Cities. Buffalo, Hutchinson, St. Cloud, Malacca. You are all getting wet, and that rain appears to be moving in towards here. Right now, it's 66 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
He's known for the slow burn. He wanted to keep it organic, and I'm still begging for it. More controversy.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
A greater Minnesota community made me proud. Story in the Minnesota Star Tribune talking about Ortonville. Ortonville is right on the border of South Dakota. About 2,000 people live there.
The home of news legend Bruce Hogovic, by
Indeed.
the way, the Ortonville Flash.
And Ortonville voted to fly the new flag. Now, I honor those of you who don't like the new flag. I think it's fine. It's fine to not like the new flag. But I would like you to hear from Ortonville City Council member and Vietnam War veteran William Powell, who was quoted in the Star Tribune saying that the discussion over whether to fly this thing took 10 minutes. A resident reached out to the city council and said, I would prefer it if Ortonville would fly the old flag. And so they brought it to the city council. And the vote was 6-1 in favor of flying the flag, which I'm trying to stop calling it the new flag. It is the flag of the state of Minnesota. And this city council member, unlike Detroit Lakes, Cross Lake, Pequot Lake, Champlin, Babbitt, some of the cities that voted not to fly this, Elk River was part of it. City council members said, we want to argue over a flag? Come on. We've got more important things to discuss. If you don't like it, go contact your legislators and get the law changed. Exactly right. Continental Diamond. Time check. 3:58. We need Card Sharks contestants coming up.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. 4 decades in business deserve some seriously smart savings. Staples, that was easy.
Gas prices are up. Luther Kia of Bloomington is there for you. It's Jason DeRusha. I love my Kia, and I love Dan Dingman and his team, plus their brand new facility. More room, more service bays, more Kia excellence. EVs, hybrids, the red hot 2027 Telluride. I just test drove it. It is awesome. Get to 35W and $494 and check out 0% financing on Sportages and Sorrentos at Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Anywhere you are, everywhere it matters. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis St. Paul. Streaming live on the free Odyssey app.
I'm Mike Dubusky. Following her husband's recent diagnosis with bone cancer, Tulsi Gabbard now says she's stepping down as Director of National Intelligence.
In recent months, Gabbard and the Trump administration appeared out of sync, sending mixed messages ahead of the war with Iran. Gabbard is now the 4th cabinet member to leave the administration in 3 months. All have been women. Her last day will be the end of June.
ABC's Christiane Cordero in Washington. The Department of Justice is now vowing to appeal a judge's decision to dismiss its case against Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Justice Department had charged him with human smuggling, but now a judge says that case was an example of vindictive prosecution. Abrego Garcia was the man who was improperly deported to El Salvador last year. The DOJ also facing a second federal lawsuit now against its proposed anti-weaponization fund. ABC's Peter Haralambous has that story.
The Department of Justice's attempt to launch an anti-weaponization fund has sparked accusations of self-dealing and a bipartisan uproar over the possible use of taxpayer money to pay rioters who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. In a new lawsuit filed Friday, a coalition of nonprofits alleged the fund bypassed Congress's authority over federal spending and violated the 14th Amendment.
NASCAR fans are remembering the life of Kyle Busch, who died suddenly yesterday at the age of 41. 911 tapes reveal he was coughing up blood before being hospitalized. ABC's Alex Stone says he had been scheduled to race this weekend.
At the Coca-Cola 600, the cars have stickers honoring Busch. Many of them will over the weekend. The Indy 500, they're going to be honoring him. He won the Brickyard 400 in 2015 and 2016, but there are going to be remembrances on and off the track over the weekend. It's going to be quite visible. This is a big deal in the world of NASCAR. As one NASCAR racer said today, this was their Kobe Bryant who died, that he was a giant figure.
You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cloudy, 65 degrees at 4:02. I'm Laura Oakes. An ICE agent charged with felony assault for allegedly pointing a gun at another car on Crosstown Highway 62 made his first court appearance in Hennepin County this afternoon.
35-year-old Gregory Morgan Jr. has been ordered not to possess any weapons or have any contact with witnesses. He's also not allowed to travel outside the U.S. If found guilty, Morgan could face 3 years in prison. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty calls today's court appearance a critical step in their effort to seek accountability and that they are prepared for the different paths this case may take. Morgan's attorney, meanwhile, claims he acted during what's described as a brief, frightening, and highly stressful roadway encounter.
That's WCCO's Mark Fry. A Chatfield, Minnesota police officer is now charged following a drunk driving crash in Bloomington last night. Police say 61-year-old Kenneth Gallion had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.28 when he crashed his car on Lindale Avenue. Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges says Gallion was in full police uniform and armed during the arrest.
And it's really unfortunate the position that our officers were put in here. Our officers here, our core value here in the Bloomington Police Department is respect. And we respect our community. We respect the law. And it doesn't matter who you are. And I think we've shown that here in Bloomington. You break the law here, we're going to lock you up.
Hodges says Gallion had left a job at the Minnesota State Fair about an hour prior to his arrest. Former acting U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson's name has been floating around as a possible candidate for Minnesota Attorney General this fall, but he tells WCCO's Chad Hartman that is just not part of his plans. Despite gaining popularity after playing a key role in the Feeding Our Future fraud case, Thompson says he's focused on his work as a lawyer.
I was a prosecutor, not a politician. Now I'm a lawyer, not a politician. I spoke out about fraud, not out of political ambition, but because the scope of the problem was so enormous. I want to raise the alarm, the red flags, so that we can start dealing with it. Much of that worked, I like to think, but I don't intend to run for office.
Incoming Minnesota Chief Justice Theodora Gaiadis among the dozens of local judges connecting with the community at the Catholic Charities' 23rd annual cookout today.
In her first volunteer outing since being appointed to the position, Gaiadis spent the afternoon serving lunch alongside roughly 40 state legal colleagues at the St. Paul Opportunity Center.
I do think it's important for our courts to connect with our communities, with all Minnesotans, and this is one way for us to do that.
CEO Jamie Verbugi says the annual event aims to bridge the gap between high-level public officials and local residents.
We love to see this type of volunteerism. We love the commitment that we have here.
He says he hopes the event will kickstart a fresh wave of public support for their programs ahead of a busy summer season. In downtown St. Paul, I'm Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And WCCO News Time is 4:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Then we got a crash working for West 94 as you make way through Woodbury. Look for the right lane to be affected as you make way toward 494. Traveling along 35 east southbound, got some slowdowns there as you move down from Wheelock Parkway, heading into downtown St. Paul. 94 westbound into Minneapolis, seeing slowdowns past Riverside. USPS Ground Advantage reliable route, that's going to be 169 southbound, flowing very nicely, 394 to 494. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Call Metro Heating and Cooling for a $109 air conditioner tune-up. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Metro Heating and Cooling. Here's WCCO TV chief meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
A nice night tonight with a partly cloudy sky down to 45 degrees. Mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high around 66. That's still below average. Mid-60s on Friday. Our one chance of rain comes late Friday into Saturday. By Memorial Day, we'll warm to the 80s.
Cloudy right now, 65 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
In the middle of the conversation, in the middle of the story, in the middle of Minnesota. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
You know, for sheer creativity, you cannot get better than Fox News Channel's The Five. We have multiple TVs on inside our studio. Welcome to Hour 2 of Drive Time with DeRusha on this Friday. I'm Jason. The Five is like the panel show with four conservatives and one hapless liberal who just takes a beating. Which, I mean, I would take that check too. Like, you want me to play the liberal role? Sure. I'll cash your Fox News Channel money. I bet it's pretty good.
That person is the Washington Generals to the Harlem Globetrotters.
That's fine.
They just get clobbered.
On the screen right now, it said, left weeps after Dem cheerleader Colbert canceled. This is, like, not to go on a tangent, but this is my theory about why the left has struggled to have popular sort of talk shows or radio shows, because the right doesn't care. Like, it's like, we're trying to entertain. We're trying to get people going. We're just going to put up what we think is funny. Like, we don't need to worry about it. Like, we're doing this. On the left, it's too much like, oh, well, that might offend one of our whatever. And it's people want to be entertained. And every time I see one of those things up there, I laugh. I wish I were actually, I don't wish I was a better person. For a second, I was going to say I wish I were better. We know the truth. Card DeSharks, in effect. Laura's here. We're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook and on X at DeRusha J, everywhere else at WCCO Radio. So it's kind of fun to watch Card DeSharks. Henry Lake's producer, Chris Tubbs, helped me shuffle.
I know.
So pretty good.
Saw that.
Now, do we trust Tubbsy?
I was just going to say, are you setting him up to get the blame if the cards go wonky?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If there's one thing you can count on from me, it's setting other people up to take the blame for my failure. Yeah.
I mean, that's at least like 47% of my job.
And be honest, how often do I take the hit for something that you messed up?
You've done that?
Cook's like, when have I ever messed up?
No, I mess up plenty. I just don't remember you jumping in front of the bullet.
I like to take the blame.
Okay, let's get to the game. Goodness gracious.
Jeez.
We have people on the line waiting to play a fun card game.
Gosh. All right, let's play it. Hit the button. Hit the song. Hit the thing. That guy never take the fall. Liar. The beginning of summer is officially
When was the last time
here.
you did that? Oh, I'm sorry.
And whether your choice is a pop or a beer, relax and enjoy and let your hair down. Win Card DeSharks. Now, turn that frown upside down. On Card DeSharks.
Yay. I love that.
Did we set this whole thing up to set up the wonderful Kristen Olsen poem? Is that possible? It is possible. Russ has hit his car. Russ, welcome to Card DeSharks.
Thank you.
Are you glad that Laura finally got the show on the road?
I am.
Yeah.
You're
understand.
welcome.
You're welcome is right. We all owe Laura our thanks for that. Russ, any holiday weekend plans for you?
Oh, just getting the house cleaned up. That's all.
Yeah. This is that This is the time of year where I start being puzzled about the people who go to their cabin, because it's just a lot of extra cleaning and lawn mowing and taking care of stuff. I can barely handle the one house to clean up today. I'm all stressed out about it. Rush, you're going to be competing against Tom, who is from Mounds View. Tom, welcome to Card DeSharks. How are you?
Good afternoon, Jason. I'm fine.
Excellent. Excellent. Any plans for you over Memorial Day weekend?
No, just kick back and treat it as another weekend.
Yeah, pretty good. All right. Here's how we play. We have a survey of 100 people, and Russ is going to give me an answer between 0 and 100. Tom will say higher or lower. Whoever's right gets control of the board. And Laura has 5 cards dealt out, 5 blue ones and 5 red ones. And whoever gets to the finish of that first wins $50 thanks to Jester Concepts, which had some pretty big news this week that I'll talk about in our second segment. Pretty exciting stuff from our friends at Jester. So, Russ, the first question goes to you, and it is a topical question. We asked 100 people about Memorial Day, and we asked, why do we observe Memorial Day? People had all sorts of answers. In fact, some people thought that it was just a day to commemorate anyone who is in public service at all, like teachers. That was 5%. You're like, really? That's what you thought Memorial Day is? How many people correctly said that the purpose of Memorial Day is to honor military personnel who died in service to their country? So the question is, how many people actually knew why we observe Memorial Day?
I'm going to go 86.
Russ says 86. Tom, what do you think? Higher or lower than 86?
Let's see. And is this an observance of them honoring the veterans, or just honoring anybody?
So the real answer as to what the purpose of Memorial Day is to honor veterans who died in service, not just honoring veterans, which is Veterans Day. So how many people knew the real reason why we celebrate Memorial Day? Russ says 86. You say higher or lower?
Lower. I think slightly less. Lower.
Tom says slightly lower. The actual number is quite a bit lower. It was just 48%. Just 48%.
Wow.
Yeah, 48 got it right. I think a lot of people mix it up with Veterans Day, which, it's not the worst of sins in the world, but it always makes me bristle, like when news people get it wrong. You're like, come on now, you should know. This is for people who gave the ultimate sacrifice during service. So, okay, that means that Tom gets control of the board. Tom, do you want the blue cards or the red cards?
Blue.
Tom picks blue. Laura gives us the opening card, which is a queen. Nice start for you, Tom. What do you say? Higher or lower than a queen?
I'll try lower.
Lower than a queen. It is lower. It's a 7. And you have the ability to freeze at any point. So you can freeze if you're worried about what the next card is going to be. That protects your progress and keeps Russ from getting a free chance at the board. But you can do whatever you want. You're on a 7, higher, lower, or freeze on the 7, Tom.
Let's try lower.
All right, Tom's going for it. Lower than a 7. It is an ace. It is higher. And that means a free shot for you, Russ. Let's see what Russ, his opening card is. Russ, you get the red cards. And you get an 8. Not a great opener. And you cannot change the card because you didn't get the question right. But Russ, what do you say? Free shot, higher or lower than an 8?
Gonna go lower.
Lower than an 8. It is higher. It's a 9. It is higher. And well, we're back where we started, which is fine. Our question goes to you, Tom. We asked 100 inmates. 100 inmates in prison. And this note says we asked 100 inmates at San Quentin. When you watch police TV shows, do you root for the robbers instead of the cops? How many inmates root for the robbers instead of the cops when they're watching TV drama? What do you? That's pretty funny. What do you think about that, Tom?
Let's see. How many? You want to know what percentage does favor the
bad guys?
crook?
Yeah.
The bad guy.
How many guys who are locked up in the clink root for the criminal?
Let's see. I'm going to say 60%.
60%, says Tom. Russ, I mean, I'm generally rooting for the cops when I'm watching these shows. But, Laura, if you were an inmate, maybe you'd see him as like on your team. It's a little weird, right? What do you think? What do you think about that, Russ?
Oh, let's go higher.
All right, Tom said 60. Russ goes higher. The actual number of inmates who said they root for the bad guys is 81. Wow. It is much higher. If you're locked up in prison, what are you going to do? So, Russ, that's good news for you. Means you have control of the cards. You're on this 8. You can change the 8 if you want. What do you say?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, Russ is going to change the 8, and we'll find out what Russ's card is in just a minute. Card DeSharks. Taking a break, playing for $50 at Jester Concepts. I'll reveal the news. Jester Concepts announced that they're closing a restaurant this week, but they already have the replacement for it, and I think you guys are going to like it. We'll talk about it in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You never have to worry if you're bidding too high on your insurance when you go to my friends at the Canopy Group. It's Jason here with an invitation for you. The Canopy Group wants to do all the comparison shopping for you. 16 companies they have at their disposal. Insurance, we love it and we hate it, right? You don't like paying that bill, but you sure are glad that you have quality insurance when the time comes. Something goes wrong with your home. Something goes wrong with your auto. The Canopy Group has service, and I have had to use it. I've had to make a claim a couple of times in my years with the Canopy Group, and it has been smooth as silk. Unbelievable people. But the best part of this is that they do the comparison shopping for you. So when you call the Canopy Group, they're going to go through 16 different companies and match the best company with your situation, your zip code, your home, your auto, your how many kids do you have, what is your age, all of those things. They'll make sure you get the best coverage at the best price. And they'll check year after year after year. You never have to call back. They automatically do it. It's pretty cool. I love it. I'm so happy with them. They saved me more than $800 my first year on home and auto insurance. See what they can do for you? You can make the phone call, 800-967-3389. But remember the website because you can get a quote online. Do it anytime this week at thecanopygroup.com.
Getting ready for summer get-togethers? Start with seating that's built to last. Now through May 26th, enjoy 15% off By the Yard's Deep Seat Collection. Made with premium Sunbrella fabric and UV protection, these cushions are designed to keep their color and comfort season after season. Leave your worries behind with the new technology Dry Fast Foam, allowing air and water to flow through so cushions dry quickly and stay fresh. Durable, easy to clean, and backed by a 5-year warranty. Shop a By the Yard showroom today. By the Yard. Life is better outdoors.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date. Your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected. Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-292-0975. 800-292-0975.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery. Staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy. Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection!
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support, all in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mirafiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mirafiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
The ride home deserves better conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Card DeSharks, in effect, we're playing for $50 at any of the Jester Concepts restaurants. And just this week, Jester announced that after 13 years, Burrow in the North Loop was going to sunset. They're going to shut it down in about a month. So you have a couple more weeks to go and enjoy Burrow, which is one of my favorites, honestly, of their restaurants. But, so I was bummed for like 10 seconds when they told me the news, because they're going to open a Revival fried chicken in there. Jester bought Revival after that concept shut down. And I think it's going to be great. Full service, full bar, full, beer, wine, cocktails. Parlor stays open downstairs, so that'll be great. But Burrow in the North Loop, I think, is going to be really fun. Revival in the North Loop.
Do you know when it opens?
It's going to be July.
Okay.
They'll do like a remodel of the room.
Yeah.
Brighten it up, make it a little more fun. And yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, very
So it'll be
nice.
good. You'll be able to, the winner will use their $50 gift card at any of the Jester Concepts restaurants. We have Russ and Tom in a head-to-head competition here. Russ just changed his 8 to a 5. Russ, you changed it to a 5. Much better. So what do you want to do? Higher or lower than a 5?
Gonna go higher.
All right, higher than a 5. It is a queen. It is higher. And now you're in business. You're on a queen. 3 cards to turn. Higher or lower than a queen?
Gonna go lower.
Lower than a queen. It is lower. It's a 7. And another one of those middle cards. These are the ones Tubbsy shuffled. I'm just saying, these lower cards was his work. This 7. Now you can freeze, Russ, if you want, or you can roll the dice on the 7, higher or lower. What do you say?
Going higher.
All right, I like it. Higher than a 7. It's a jack. It is higher than a 7. And Russ, you are 1 card away. 1 card away from the win on a jack. Now you can freeze, and that makes locks you in with 1 card away. Or let's see what kind of gambler you are, Russ. Higher or lower than a jack?
Let's keep moving. Let's go lower.
Lower than a jack. It is a 4, and it's lower. Hey! Russ, you ran the table. That was fantastic. Is your blood, your heart pumping? I was nervous for you on that jack.
I was nervous on the 7.
I would say in our couple of years of doing Card DeSharks, the gamblers, it tends to pay off when you go for it.
Yep.
It usually works. Laura, that was great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Russ, congratulations. Where do you live, Russ?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Wonderful. Well, you're going to come back in the cities and get this $50 gift card to Jester. Tom,
Sure.
Tom in Moundsville. In Moundsview, you're a great contestant, Tom. Thanks for playing.
Why didn't you offer me a change card?
On which one? On your opening card?
No, on my second one, my 7.
You only get to change the first. So that's.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's how that goes. Fair question,
Okay.
though, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing. There goes Tom in Moundsview. Is Tom calling me out on the rules of Card DeSharks? My goodness.
I was impressed that you knew that rule. I didn't know that rule.
It's just so it's not just the first card, but it's the first one you start with. So when you answer a question right, you always have the option to change whatever card it is that you're going to start on.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of how it goes.
Okay.
Whew. I think I got it right. I mean, I make up the rules, right, Dan? We can do whatever we want here. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Tom. Russ, stay on the line because Dan's going to get all your information. We'll get that gift card to you in the mail next week, and you'll be able to use that. We're so grateful to Jester Concepts for their support, and you can use this gift card. I think I'm going to PS Steak tomorrow with Alyssa and the boys. Another one.
That'd be nice.
Great restaurant.
I'm free tomorrow.
Want some steak? Want to hang
love
out?
Steak.
Want to hang out with me, Alyssa, Seth,
I'd love to
and
catch up with
Sam?
the kids, see how they're doing. Wish Alyssa a happy birthday. It'd be lovely.
I'll change that to a reservation for. Oh, they don't have a table for 5.
Oh, come on, man.
That's too bad. Let's break. In just a minute, I want to talk about some of the action that the Minneapolis City Council did. I normally think that the City Council of Minneapolis is too aggressively anti-cop. And they made a decision that is a little anti-cop, or at least it could be perceived that way, and I think it was the right call. We're going to talk about that new police training site and some fiscal responsibility. We'll talk about that in just a minute here at Drive Time.
Drive Time with DeRusha, tuned up and rolling, thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. The secret to enjoying your commute? Forgetting it's a commute. Yeah, you could focus on all the brake lights and lane closures and cone zones, or take the scenic route. For your brain, take it from us. Traffic's easier when the radio's better. News Talk 830, WCCO, the official cure for the common commute.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Chad back here with you. I want to talk about trust and peace of mind. We all need it, in particular in some areas, including your insurance. Maybe it's for your business, or maybe it's more traditional with your house and your car. For me, I have trusted Amber Scholl and Associates with American Family for, what are you guessing, 5 years, 10 years? No. My entire family, whether it's my father or my kids, with American Family, with Amber in particular, for 30 years. We dread something bad happening with our house, with a car accident, but we need people with expertise, with professionalism and availability, and that's what Amber and her team are all about. Reach out to them today. It's worth it. Trust me. 651-738-4811.
Gas prices are up. Luther Kia of Bloomington is there for you. It's Jason DeRusha. I love my Kia, and I love Dan Dingman and his team, plus their brand new facility. More room, more service bays, more Kia excellence. EVs, hybrids, the red hot 2027 Telluride. I just test drove it. It is awesome. Get to 35W and 494 and check out 0% financing on Sportages and Sorrentos at LutherKiaofBloomington.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GO to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GO. to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GO to borrow up to $10,000.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was just at Staples. They're having a huge 40th anniversary sale.
40 years. Note to self, send flowers.
Up to 50% off. Save on chairs, paper, balloons, and more.
Balloons?
Yeah, Party City is now at Staples.
Surprise!
But the anniversary sale is only 2 weeks, so...
Quick, celebrate 40 years of savings at Staples with up to 50% off. Shop chairs, paper, break room supplies, and more. 2 weeks only in 523.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or on the app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Still work for West 94 as you make way toward through Woodbury, heading over to 494 Fast Radio Drive off to the right side. 35E and 35W converging up in the area of Forest Lake, causing some slowdowns in that stretch. If you reach out on 94 westbound, you're going to find some slowdowns make way through Albertville, heading up to Monticello. South 35W, that's going to be heavy as you make way between 98th Street and the Minnesota River Bridge. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Gutman Law, wills, trust, and probate law at gutmanlaw.com. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Partly cloudy the next couple of days. 45 will be the overnight low tonight, 66 the high tomorrow. Most of the day on Friday's dry. We have some rain showers coming in late after a high of 65. Rain will linger into Saturday and then eventually move out. Upper 70s by Sunday, mid 80s likely on Memorial Day.
Right now in Woodbury, it is 64 and cloudy on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
You can't have people telling you 24/7 that you're great. You need people around you to say, hey, that's a bad idea.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
No, I've been washed by the water of the kingdom, washed by the water not free, washed by
Just a reminder, it is going to be rainy tonight. You heard that from Schaefer, but looking at the live radar, there's sort of a dome over the metro Twin Cities, but otherwise it does look like Wilmer, St. Cloud, everybody off to the west is seeing rain. And if you're headed towards the cabin up by Onamia and Piers, Brainerd, Aitken, some very heavy downpours coming down according to live radar as well. So just be aware of that if you're opening up the cabin this weekend. I hope your sump pump is going if you've got a basement, and you'll be good to go. Minneapolis City Council voted against something that the police department wanted, and I think they made the right call. You may have heard about this $38 million facility that the mayor and the police chief want to build for police training. And part of getting to better policing in Minneapolis and part of addressing the settlement that the State Department of Human Rights made with the city of Minneapolis, and there was a federal settlement, you'll remember, until the Trump administration decided that they didn't really care about this particular issue, and so they set that stuff aside. But the state settlement requires Minneapolis to do a better job with police training. And I want Minneapolis to do a better job with police training. And I do think that our law enforcement deserve a state-of-the-art training facility. And in the city of Minneapolis, what they're doing right now is not state-of-the-art. So if you listen to me, it sounds like I'm making a case for the training facility. Right now, in a time where we have half-empty school buildings throughout Minneapolis, we have lots of office space with availability. I think it's the wrong time to be buying land in the city of Minneapolis and hoping you'll find that $38 million later. What the mayor wanted, and I get it, if you're a private business sitting on a bucket of money, it would make nothing but sense to go buy this property that's in an industrial area. It's like a almost 5-acre site. The mayor's asking for $6 million to buy this vacant land, and it's up. This land is like sort of near Richfield. It's like West 60th, not too far from Lindale Avenue. It's industrial. And neighborhoods don't want a police training facility. Most neighborhoods don't. And so that's why the city is looking at this industrial site. And they're like, this would be perfect. It's easy to get to. It wouldn't be noisy or whatever. The city council member in the north side, where right now the city is renting the former Hamilton Elementary School in North Minneapolis. And, in the north side, they're like, well, we don't want a bunch of cops doing training in a former school that's essentially in somebody's backyard, right? Like these schools are right in the neighborhood. So I get this, the idea of moving it. I'm just saying right now, when you have property values plummeting, property taxes going up, spending $6 million to buy a potential site to maybe get the money to build a training facility, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And yes, does that mean you run the risk that in 5 years, when you get the funding allocation to build this new thing, that now either this piece of property is gone, or instead of $6 million, it costs $7 million? Yeah. That is a possibility. The longer you wait on projects, the cost always goes up. That doesn't mean that you should do it. It doesn't. If you're a government that, let's be real, the city of Minneapolis has some financial challenges. And those challenges are largely related to the fact that our industrial and office buildings are plummeting in value. And so, I wish the haters of this plan didn't just display their disdain and hatred for the police so openly and nakedly. They've been calling this thing Cop City because they're children who are not serious about policy. Every other city that's been under one of these consent decrees with the federal government, part of the solution or part of the agreement they get to is like you have to do better training, and every one of those cities has had to build a new facility to comply. And we're probably going to have to build a new facility to comply. I guess I don't want to rule out, why not do this in downtown Minneapolis? I mean, I'm looking across the street at a former Ameriprise building that's empty right now. Can we figure out a way to believe me, I think downtown Minneapolis would welcome an influx of police officers showing up to do work. Like, let's do it in there. I think right now, every governmental agency should be looking at any large expenditure, and it should be running through this question. Does this help generate growth? Does this improve property values? Does this create jobs? If not, I just don't think right now is the time to do it. We in this state have not been very good at saying no to wants. There are a lot of things we want. There are a lot of things I want. There are a lot of things I want to spend money on. But we don't have the money right now. And until we can figure out how to improve the value of our property tax base, we just don't have the money. We don't have the money. Will a new police training facility improve public safety? Now, that's an interesting question, right? Where if you think if we have better training, we're going to get better outcomes from our police. But let me ask you this. Does anyone really think that training is the problem? That issues we have with Minneapolis police are a result of training? Or is it a result of a million other things, right? Is it a result of hiring the wrong people? Is it a result of not holding people accountable when they screw up? Is it a result of allowing people with outdated views towards policing to still hang around in jobs? Like I guess those would be my bigger concerns. And to a certain degree, the fact that the federal government has decided they don't care about consent decrees lets Minneapolis a little bit off the hook in this regard. So if the thought was that we're going to build this thing because we have to, we don't have to. We really don't. Should we build it? To me, it feels like a want, not a need. Now, do I think if North Siders don't want police training to be going on essentially in their backyard? I do understand that. And I don't know how easily adaptable or what all of the things they need in this training facility. I'm just telling you, there is office space up the wazoo in downtown Minneapolis. You tell me you couldn't get a good deal? And I would love to have a couple hundred cops off and on showing up right here in downtown Minneapolis across from me. I would love it. I would welcome it. I'd love to see more cops walking around down here. And I think almost every office worker and every company would love to see that too. If I were a building owner, frankly, I'd give you the space, right? Like, absolutely. I'd build it out. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want that downtown? Now, I don't know why some of the people in the north side don't want this. But look, we're all like sort of possessive about what's going on in our backyard and in our neighborhood. And I can, if you thought you were buying a house next to a school and all of a sudden that becomes the training center for 600 police officers, I guess I can understand why you wouldn't want that. I don't know. To me, I'd love it. Any cop wants to come train in my backyard? Great. You could use my house. Like, I don't know. I think it's fine. But I think there are other ways that we could do this. And certainly buying something on spec with a city council that you know is not going to allocate. Come on. Dan, do you think there is, like on a scale of 0 to 100, what do you think the odds are that this Minneapolis City Council would allocate $38 million to build a facility for police?
0.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Negative 3,486.
I think that's right. So I get the smart planning that makes the city say we should grab up this piece of land. But for me, I'm a no. And I think the city council did the right thing. A texter says, does the city of St. Paul or the state patrol have a training facility? Could all three share a facility? I would, I know in Maple Grove, there's like a North Metro gun range and a North Metro police training facility. And frankly, it's right in my neighborhood. And I think that's a fair question. Could we figure out a better way to share space? I do think there are certain policies and certain scenarios that are specific to Minneapolis, so I can understand why they need their own training. But a texter says, yeah, they should buy an empty office building and train cops in downtown. 1,000,000% agree. I'm just trying to help, Dan. We're just trying.
It's what you do.
It's what we.
It's what you do.
Let's break. It is 4:45. Monday, I will be here after the Twins game. We'll have Twins baseball on during your Memorial Day afternoon. It can be 80 degrees. Sit outside, listen to the Twins. Sounds pretty good. Dan Hazel joined us, too, coming up at 5 o'clock to give us an update as to, well, it's been a busy week for the Twins. We need a Royce Lewis update, too, as he had his first game with the St. Paul Saints in AAA. Drive time back in just a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Is this the perfect weekend for Minnesota pork? It's Jason here, inviting you to taste what pork can do. Visit tastewhatporkcando.com. Put flavor on the table. Minnesota pork is lean. It is high in protein. It is delicious. We make pork a part of our family's diet multiple times a week. Obviously, this weekend, you've got the grill fired up. You're getting to your cabin, maybe, hanging out lakeside. Slow cooking is sort of the name of the game this time of year. And so get that smoker going. Get that rack of pork ribs. How about pork shoulder? One of my favorite cuts of pork. The shoulder is just so versatile. Slow roast it. You got pulled pork sandwiches. You could turn it into carnitas for tacos. So many great options and lots of inspiration for you, too, on that website. TasteWhatPorkCanDo.com. Find a recipe. Tag me this weekend if you're going to your grocery store, your butcher shop, and saying, let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending thousands. Audion Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98 with free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure. Clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
You know when your air conditioner chooses the hottest day of the year to quit? Yeah, that's exactly what a proper tune-up helps prevent. At Metro Heating and Cooling, our complete professional AC tune-up is just $109 because we do more than the bargain guys. We inspect the system, test performance, clean critical components, and catch small problems before they turn into expensive breakdowns. So before the heat really hits, protect your comfort, your wallet, and your family. Call 214-304-7658 now and schedule your 109 AC tune-up with Metro Heating and Cooling. Done right the first time, so you stay cool all summer long.
Warmer weather is finally here, and that means cookouts,
ball games,
and maybe enjoying some time on the water.
But it also means lots of heavy food, sweets, and maybe an extra adult beverage or two. Thank goodness we both take Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All the things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted natural ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Active Liver helps us enjoy the good things in life with peace of mind that our liver isn't working overtime. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, and you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Comes over in St. Louis Park for North 100 near 36th Street with a multi-car crash off to the right shoulder. Patrol is with it. Traffic is jammed up as you make way through the stretch coming up from Excelsior Boulevard. Also going to find some slowing north 100 as you make way past 57th Avenue, heading up to 694-94. I-35, that's a slow go past Forest Lake Split, heading up into Forest Lake itself. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
You sit on your deck and you're sick of looking at your crappy siding. Type JTR on your computer for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and more. JTR Roofing has you covered from the roof on down, serving the Twin Cities Metro. For a free estimate, visit jtrroofinginc.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
JTR Roofing bringing us the weather forecast this afternoon and tonight. The showers are... Boy, it feels like they're coming, doesn't it? They are approaching the western suburbs. Live radar showing rain hitting you in Monticello and Buffalo, headed towards Medina and Plymouth. We do expect rain this evening here in the Twin Cities. What are you going to do? Kind of gloomy out there. Things turn tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, 72, and massive changes coming Sunday as we head for a 4 or 5 day stretch in the 80s. Sunday 80, Monday 88. We might touch 90 on Tuesday. How about that? The average high is 71 right now. It is 64 and cloudy on CCO.
Drive time with DeRusha.
Look, I'm more aligned with the old people. Okay, I am.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Dan, both of us did something over the last 24 hours that had us feeling a little guilty. And I thought we should have a little confessional and just kind of air it.
Well, I know what I did. What did you do?
Well, I was moderating a panel and emceeing a luncheon yesterday for Best Prep.
You mentioned that.
Great partners here with us at Odyssey.
Wonderful people.
They do like financial literacy for young people and high school students. And I was interviewing an entrepreneur from this like vegan food company called Coconut Whisk. She was one of 3 people I was interviewing. She went to sit down in the chair that they told me to sit down in. And I suggested she go to another chair at the other side of the stage. And then when she sat down, it was one of those like director's chairs with like a vinyl, like a fabric bottom.
Yeah.
And just like, whoomp.
Oh. I mean, that's not really your fault.
Well, I believe
you were following the instructions that you were given. You didn't rig the chair for her to fall.
Sort of looked that way, though, didn't it?
Sort of could look that way if you weren't.
I believe that the production people who ran the thing,
they rigged it.
Well, I guess that would have been, they would have been playing chess, right? If they're like, we're going to mess up this other chair. And then we're going to tell, maybe they told
you
both
think that
of
they
us.
set you up?
It's possible.
So they rig the one chair, tell you, hey, make sure you sit in this chair.
And they told her the same thing. Maybe.
Right. And then she goes and then you jump in and then boom.
Right. Can't rule it out. So I felt a little guilty about that. Something happened to you today.
Yeah. See, I actually did a bad thing. You didn't actually do a bad thing. I was out this morning getting ready to come to work. And I wanted to stop by the drugstore because I had some prescriptions to pick up. And I wasn't in a great mood this morning to begin with. And then I get outside and it's, snizzling and it's just annoying and I'm just grumpy, right? I'm just in that mood. It just happens. And I go to the CVS and I walk in and the line at the counter to pick up your prescriptions is like 10 people deep. And I don't have
Is everybody sick? What's going on?
I don't know, but I don't have 10 people deep
No.
to wait.
No.
I got to go. I can't. So now I'm really annoyed. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm tilting at this point. So I'm walking out of the CVS and I'm grumbling under my breath. And there's a gentleman that walks into the CVS. And I hope he's listening because I want to apologize to him. But he walks into the CVS and he locks eyes with me. And you know that look, you obviously get this all the time. So you know exactly what I'm saying. There's a look that people get when they know who you are.
Yeah. Yep.
And he had that look. And I have no clue who this guy was. So I'm in a bad mood. I'm tilting because I didn't get my errand done. I'm really not in a great headspace. And now there's somebody that seems to recognize me who I don't know. So all of my, danger warning
Right.
alarms are going off, and I'm very, in this defensive posture. And he walks up and he says, "I think I've stopped you before. You're not Dan, are you?" And my brain immediately did the calculus. If I say yes, now there's a whole other portion of this conversation that's
Right.
going to ensue. I don't want to talk to anybody right now. I just want to leave and get in my car and cool out. And I looked at him. I said, "No, I'm not." And I just walked out of the store. I lied, Jason. I lied right to this gentleman's face. And I feel awful about it. But I wasn't in a good place to have that conversation right there and then. But I know he meant well. It's not his fault. He was being kind.
Yeah.
And I didn't have it in me to return the kindness in that moment.
Would that qualify as a white lie? Like nobody got hurt.
I hope so.
Nobody got hurt there. I think we've turned lying into an always bad thing. And I believe when I'm lying, it's a good thing.
I'm sure you do. I think there are lies that, you believe you're trying to spare somebody else pain or hurt or something like that.
Which in a way you were doing that for this person.
Maybe.
It could have been a bad interaction.
It could have been a bad interaction, I suppose, but that's not why I did it. And that highlights my point. We talk ourselves in, well, I'm lying to spare this other person. But the truth of the matter is we're lying to spare ourselves.
Almost.
We don't want to feel guilty about this, that, or the other thing, whatever it is, So, oh no, I'm trying to protect. No, you're not. You're trying to protect yourself.
Do you ever tell like a little lie and then you have that moment where you think, ooh, that was maybe a little too easy for me. I was a little too good.
That one came out of the holster a little too quick.
Yep, that should have hurt a little more, and it didn't. Continental Diamond, time check. You can lie to your jeweler. You can buy something at Continental Diamond for one person. You can buy something for two people. See them at continentaldiamond.com.
You know the feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Free shipping this month at minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, and tell them Jordana sent you.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price as 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
The first word on what Minnesota's talking about. News Talk 830 WCCO, KMNV HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. An explosion at a shipyard in Staten Island, New York, has sent 16 people to the hospital. It is unclear at this point what caused the blast. Tulsi Gabbard will step down at the end of June as Director of National Intelligence. In a statement, she says she'd like to spend more time with her husband as he deals with a bone cancer diagnosis. President Trump overseeing the swearing in of Kevin Warsh as the new Federal Reserve Chairman this afternoon.
Thankfully, unlike some of his predecessors, Kevin understands that when the economy is booming, that's a good thing. We don't have to go crazy. Just let it boom. We want it to boom.
Trump often clashed with the previous Fed chair, Jerome Powell, over lowering interest rates. A third federal lawsuit was lodged today against the Department of Justice over its $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang.
This is a fund that would reward the president's allies. It could even compensate rioters who stormed the Capitol on January 6th and attacked police officers. So some strong statements coming from Republican members of Congress, including Senator Mitch McConnell. He said, quote, "So the nation's top law enforcement official is asking for a slush fund to pay people who assault cops. Utterly stupid, morally wrong. Take your pick."
There are new details about the death of NASCAR champion Kyle Busch.
2 weeks ago, he was heard on the radio, on the racing radio, calling for a doctor during a race in New York. And race announcer said it was a sinus infection. But then at the GM training center this week, he became ill. And just reading from the 911 call, the caller saying, "I have an individual that's shortness of breath, very hot. He's about to pass out. He's producing a little bit of blood and coughing up some of that blood." And the ambulance came at that point. He went to the hospital, his family saying it was a serious illness, and then he died.
ABC's Alex Stone. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cloudy, 64 degrees at 5:02. I'm Laura Oakes. First court appearance today for an ICE agent charged with felony assault for allegedly pointing a gun at another car on Crosstown Highway 62 in February. 35-year-old Gregory Morgan Jr. has been ordered not to possess any weapons or have any contact with witnesses. He's also not allowed to travel outside the U.S. If found guilty, Morgan can face 3 years in prison. A Chatfield police officer now charged following a drunk driving crash in Bloomington late Thursday night.
61-year-old Kenneth Gallion had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.28 when he was taken into custody after Bloomington police responded to a driver who was speeding before crashing in the 9400 block of Lindale Avenue. Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges says Gallion was in a full police uniform and armed during the arrest.
And it's really unfortunate the position that our officers were put in here. Our officers here, our core value here in the Bloomington Police Department is respect. And we respect our community. We respect the law. And it doesn't matter who you are. And I think we've shown that here in Bloomington. You break the law here, we're going to lock you up.
Hodges says Gallion had left a job at the Minnesota State Fair an hour prior to his arrest. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Minnesota's new Chief Justice Theodora Gaiatis stepping outside the courtroom today with roughly 40 other judges to serve lunch at the St. Paul Opportunity Center. She says the event is a chance to foster trust and connect top legal officials directly with the community that they serve.
To meet new faces, to explain what we do, and just to have that connection with the lives of not only other volunteers, but individuals who are using Catholic Charities.
The judges were expected to feed around 300 people today. Gaiatis says she plans to carry this focus on community into her time on the bench. With boating season kicking into high gear this weekend, an important message from the DNR.
Wearing a life jacket is the single best way to prevent a fall into the water from turning tragic.
The DNR's Eric Sullivan says it's especially important to remain patient on the boat ramp while getting your craft into the water and to keep distractions to a minimum while operating your boat. Minnesota State Fair lovers getting a sneak peek of this year's Great Minnesota Get-Together with the annual kickoff to summer this weekend. More than 40 vendors are open at the fairgrounds, including the poutine stand operated by Matt Rebar, who uses the kickoff to find out what works and what needs to be worked on.
As people were walking through the gate and we were going to sell our first order of poutine, we didn't have any forks. So we had to run to the restaurant depot across the street and buy some forks. It's those little oversights that you forget about all summer, but the first event's always the one where you forget some things.
The kickoff to summer at the State Fairgrounds runs through Sunday.
Do you need a fork for poutine?
I think you probably do.
Don't
you think?
Grab in there and get yourself a handful of cheese curd. The gravy is where it goes wrong.
Is it gravy, cheese curds? Is there mashed potatoes on there too?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm just thinking of a big plate of slop that you probably don't want to be eating with your hands.
Kick off the fair. It's going to be hot on Sunday.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
For sure. It's 5:05 on WCCO.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow for West 94 as you make way into Hudson coming in from Carmichael Road. You're also going to find some slowdowns up in the northwest corner of the metro for West 94 as you make way past St. Michael heading up to Monticello. Delays in place for I-35 as you come up from the Forest Lake split heading up to Forest Lake itself in Wyoming before the speeds really pick back up. You're here in the metro, 394 eastbound, a bit tight as move between Penn Avenue and 94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get 15% off by the Yard deep seat furniture through May 26th. Design cushions made with Sunbrella fabric and leave your worries behind with the new technology and a quick dry foam that's built to handle the elements. Visit a By the Yard showroom today. By the Yard. Life is better outdoors.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by the Yard. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
A nice night tonight with a partly cloudy sky down to 45 degrees. Mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high around 66. That's still below average. Mid-60s on Friday. Our one chance of rain comes late Friday into Saturday. By Memorial Day, we'll warm to the 80s.
Cloudy right now, 61 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Because weather here can turn on you faster than gas station sushi. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha, fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
Twins baseball on the air here on CCO pregame at 5:30. First pitch at 6:10. The Twins are in Boston. And so our friend Dan Hayes from The Athletic, nice enough to visit us a little bit early in the 5 o'clock hour to talk Twins on this holiday weekend. Dan, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Jay.
We're glad to have you here. There's a lot to talk about with the Twins. It's been an interesting week for the ball club since we last saw you, and some of the things we talked about live from Target Field on Friday have come to fruition, including the decision the Twins made to send Royce Lewis down to AAA.
It did, and it was probably, I think, as much needed. We talked about it last week, how just what we'd seen, and I mean, it felt like it was needed, and maybe a few days past due when it did happen.
He, I think what's probably going to happen is, Royce is really going to beat up on some AAA pitching. Is that? When you talk to the experts, does that help you get your swagger back? Does that necessarily translate to figuring out the swing or figuring out the timing or whatever it is that he needs to get right to get back?
I mean, the first swing, and granted, it was a cutter and it was 91 miles an hour and it was over the heart of the plate. So that was a nice pitch to hit. But here's the thing. He did it. And first swing, first pitch he saw, he did something he had been incapable of doing at the major league level for a little while. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
He will beat up on AAA pitching. I mean, look at it. He's played 3 games there this year. So far, he has 3 home runs in 11 at-bats. So he's going to do that. I think the things they're going to look for are, does the patience start to come back? Does the ability to make good swing decisions come back? Are these hard hit balls and not, they'll look at the pitch quality of the ball he hit, but also they'll look at, was it a lazy fly ball that carried out? Because, there are parks where the ball travels extremely well in AAA, and St. Paul can be one of them for sure. I mean, that's a nice place to be a hitter. So they'll look at metrics to see if the hard hit is really there, stuff that would go out in the majors or be a fly out in the majors. They're going to look at a lot of things for this. And I think that all of it still, the confidence that he can gain from being there and mashing for like a month, that would be extremely valuable to him no matter what. Just feeling like he's had a good stretch and not searching for results. And we saw a lot of that at the end, especially since he came back from the injury, just searching for results, chasing, striking out way too much, being impatient, the things that we know he is when he's going right, he doesn't do those as much. I mean, his strikeout rate for his career is about 22%. That's very healthy. That's a good batter. And he was striking out in the 30 plus range the last, month or so. So for him to feel like he wouldn't be chasing the result, for him to feel like he's capable of the result, that does have value. Absolutely.
Kind of wild to think like Royce Lewis playing catch with Matt Wallner in St. Paul at AAA, not doing a rehab assignment, really just working on performance. It is, when you look at that big picture, that, I guess, what does that tell you about sort of the way that the Twins are developing some of their young stars? Does it tell you anything about that?
I think that with Royce, development, like, he lost so much time to injury. I don't know if that was ever really, and by the time he finally gets healthy, he's old enough where he's shown you enough and he's got to get out there. But I don't know that, Wallner definitely is a guy that had some time to develop, but he was still pretty quickly up. I think he got drafted in 19 and was in the majors by 22 out of necessity. Look, as far as like development happens in all kinds of phases, and Royce Lewis can still develop. He can go down there and take time and figure out his swing and come back and star. There's when I covered the White Sox, their GM at the time, Rick Hahn, said development isn't always linear. That's true. And look, baseball as an industry is pushing guys faster than ever. Connor Griffin got taken with the 9th pick in the draft last year. He's in the majors already at 19. We saw the Pirates push Paul Skeens. The same, like, there's not a lot of development time being set aside for guys these days. Royce Lewis actually had quite a bit of it, but it got stunted by injuries always. So I don't know. With Wallner, we've seen him. He's just a streaky guy.
Yeah.
He got sent down in April of 2024, like 2.5 weeks into the season. He came back in July and was great and was one of their better hitters the rest of the way. But it's just, I think what it says is more than anything, the Twins needed a lot of stuff to go right, and two keys so far haven't with Wallner and Lewis. I mean, they needed these guys to be run producers for the middle of the order, and the lineup is going to hurt without them and without Ryan Jeffers. And it could, they need to get them right so that they can be more formidable offensive bats. It's definitely, it makes the challenge a little bit greater for the Twins that they're down there.
Dan Hayes is with us from The Athletic. I really liked your piece on Cody Clemens with the Red Sox, the Twins in Boston tonight, and it's Roger Clemens bobblehead night. It's pretty, that sort of pressure of trying to live up to your dad. Maybe no, I don't know. When your dad is Roger Clemens, do you feel like, well, I don't really have to live up to this? I mean, how do you sort of weigh that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because look, one of the only guys that's ever really done it is Barry Bonds. Barry's dad was borderline Hall of Fame player. He was a 30-30 club guy. He was a beast for the Giants way back, and then Barry Bonds came along and was better. But it doesn't happen very often. I covered Tony Gwynn Jr. with the Padres, and playing in the shadow. His dad was a TV analyst at the time. It's a hard, big shadow cast. And I think, fortunately for Cody, he's not a pitcher. That helps.
Right.
But it took a little while to get his chances. And now, finally, I think I wrote it in the story that they were there a year ago in Boston. It was May 3rd. It was about a week after he got traded to the Twins for cash. Remember, this was just a scrap heap claim, basically, by the Twins last year when they had all kinds of injuries. And a week in, Roger's there at Fenway, and they show Roger on the screen. There's, Roger's in the house. That's a big deal. And then Cody hits the home run. And it was such a big moment for him. And he took off after that. He hit 19 home runs.
Yeah.
And now he goes back, and he has got a solid footing of a major league career. I mean, he leads all first basemen in defensive runs saved in all of baseball. So, he's the best defensive first baseman so far, and his OPS and his stats are stacking up. He needs more RBIs, more production, but they face so many left-handers early. That's something that kept him out of the lineup at times, and he's been even hitting lefties lately. So his numbers have come along. He's putting together a nice offensive season, and they need him to be part of this group that fills in, because without Jeffers, without Lewis, without Wallner, they need everybody to step up. And Cody Clemens has been doing that this month. It's been a nice month for him so far.
They're honoring Roger for the 40th anniversary of his 20 strikeout game, which I remember. You probably remember it too, Dan. We would have been about 11. Dan Cook was 11. How old were you, Dan Hayes, when that happened?
1986, I would have been 9.
Yeah, I remember it, though. Like, that was monumental, you know?
Yeah, it was on national TV.
Yes.
And 20 strikeouts. He was amazing. Roger Clemens was just – I've never told Cody this, but I had a Roger Clemens jersey growing up. And I'm never going to tell him that.
Right,
it's fine. but I mean, like, and he'd probably laugh because he lived with him for his whole life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's just his dad to him. But he knows he experienced some really cool stuff growing up.
When he is in the lineup.
He is.
When you wrote the story, you didn't know if he was going to be in the lineup or not tonight for bobblehead night. If the Twins were doing straight up, like doing this by the analytics, he might not be in the lineup, but I wonder if this was a little bit like, oh, you got to have him in the lineup for this.
No, okay. So I mean, there's part of me that says yes, they would do that, but also their offense they're down right now, and Cody Clemens has been one of the best bats.
Yeah.
Yes. So typically, analytically, you would, he's something like 300 points career OPS. He's like almost 800 OPS hitter against right-handed pitching, and it's somewhere around 500 against lefties. So typically this would be a spot where they would think about not playing him. But, it is a strange-looking lineup. Byron Buxton's DHing again. Gabby Gonzalez gets his major league debut playing left field. I mean, it's going to be an interesting outfield because Cody Clemens is in right, Austin Martin's in center, and Gabriel Gonzalez is in left, which could be very challenging with the Green Monster. So I hope for their sake it doesn't pop up, but that is an outfield that could be susceptible to a big play happening against them.
Dan, appreciate you. Thanks for spending this early time with us today.
Absolutely, Jason. All right, have a good weekend.
You too. Dan Hayes with The Athletic. He's terrific. You should subscribe. It's worth it for Dan's work at theathletic.com. We'll break. A radio legend signs off today. We'll talk about that before Twins baseball here on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
This weekend, when it gets hot and it gets sunny, please wear sunscreen when you're out by the cabin, by the lake, in the backyard, on the patio. And then next week, think about making that appointment at Tureen Dermatology. It's Jason here for my friend, Dr. Mohiba Tureen. In fact, I post some pictures on Instagram today. It's my wife's birthday. I post some pictures of her. Did my husbandly duty. If you don't post on Facebook or Instagram how much you love your wife on her birthday, I think it's instant divorce. But the AI puts like a suggested search. And under all these pictures of Alyssa, the suggested search was Tureen Dermatology reviews. They know her secret. The secret to her incredible skin. Cosmetic? Yes, Tureen Dermatology has great cosmetic facilities for all of those kind of laser needs and Dysport and all of that good stuff. But I go for the full body skin checkup. Make sure that you don't have a mark or a mole that's changed shape or color or size or something you certainly don't want to be messing with skin cancer. Best thing to do is prevention. Put on that sunscreen, put on that hat, and then visit my friends. 10 locations plus more coming online at Tureen, Tareen, dermatology.com.
This Memorial Day, make your home the one neighbors notice. At Lowe's, when you have a budget, we have extra big deals. For a very limited time, get 50% off all Holland pavers to reinvent your outdoor space. Plus, keep it fresh around the house with your choice of a select Ego 56-volt trimmer or blower kit for just $169. This Memorial Day, our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/25. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Steering you through what matters. Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
Watch me dance the night away.
And I just talking about the final Colbert last night. The marquee moment was Paul McCartney turning out the lights at the Ed Sullivan Theater. And look, Dan and I are not young men. We are 50 plus. But 10 years older than us, if you are 60, you worship Paul McCartney. As a 51-year-old guy, I got nothing against Paul McCartney, but it's a non-factor in my sort of life experience or musical experience.
Yeah, we weren't around for Beatlemania.
Right.
And
I just don't get it.
If their music doesn't directly appeal to you, then he's just a guy.
And I like the Beatles, but also it's like the same as like, I mean, I think I like Elvis a little better than the Beatles.
Sure.
But it's just not my era.
Yeah, it's just not the thing. So
we were trying to think like,
it made sense with, the Beatles obviously being on the Ed Sullivan show.
Totally made sense.
It made sense to have him do that moment. It wasn't.
It's just what I know. And I don't want to be like, well, you're stomping on the legends. No, like he's worthy of legendary status.
Speaking of legends and people signing off.
Well, today, Dave Ryan does his final broadcast on KDWB, and I'm sitting in the car with Seth, who is 20. He'll be 21 in a couple weeks. And you just have this moment where Dave Ryan has been part of my soundtrack of Minnesota from the second I moved here. Morning show host for 33 years. I've been here for 23. And there's something about like the top 40 big knocker host. And I have always admired how, Dave Ryan's a grandpa and sounds totally fresh and relevant and energetic with today's pop music and co-hosts who are in their 20s. I don't know. I've really taken a lot of inspiration from the way he's worked with different co-hosts over all the years, different generations, never looking down on a younger generation, but just an incredible broadcaster. It's going to be weird not having Dave Ryan in the morning. Now, replacing him is going to be one of my favorites, Fallon and Colt. And, I wish them great luck. Not too much. I don't want, we got to protect Vanita. But it's going to be different. It's going to be different. But kudos to Dave Ryan. What a career. Holy moly. 33 years doing pop music. Great. Continental Diamond time check. It's 5:25. It is time to get you ready for Twins baseball tonight. Have a great weekend. I will visit with you on Monday.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei told a financial conference in New York City that software as a service firms that don't integrate AI into their products will likely go bankrupt or completely go bust. Amodei says software firms who aren't paying